Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another stunning day in Estonia. United getting off to a pretty good start here, 46 for 1 after the power play, just losing the wicket of Bruce for 5. Sahil and Nand in now, and Nand continuing his recent good form with 30 off 18. Is Nadisha bowling here from the Stockholm end. Short, and Nand's whipped that away. Fielder's coming round, and he won't get to it, and it's another 4 for Nand. So, want to pitch it short again. At this pace, it just sits up and asks to be hit, and in the form that Nand is in, it is most likely going to be a boundary every time. He pitches that one up. He's got an outside edge. Zishan's going back, but even he can't get to that one, and he will stop it inside the boundary, and they're back for 2. Disha to Nand again. That's straighter and defended, and no run. A bit of discussion here between the umpires and the captain. Now, umpires coming over to talk to the batters. Not sure what all that was about, but everyone seems to be happy to continue. Disha again, just on the pads, and Nand gets that away for an easy single. Got ball to finish the over. 8 off Nadisha's first over there, and 54 for 1 after 7. Looks like it's going to be obeyed from the Kiev end. Picked up 4 wickets last week. comes to Nand. Full toss, and Nand is only able to hit that down to mid-on for a single. Full outside off, and Sahil's got that straight, and Ram comes round, cuts it off, but they get back for two. Paid into Sahil again. It's on the pads and just swinging away to off there. So a nice ball and just dropped down into the offside for a single. It's a bit of shape there for Abeid. Bowling into the wind. Not a huge amount today. Full on the off stump, and that's smacked into the gap. And another for Fernand, taking him to 42 from just 24 balls. And he's really on fire at the moment. And again, and that's on the pads. There's an appeal, but definitely going down leg. On the stumps and driven down the ground for a single, making it look very easy. End of 8, 63 for 1. Disher to continue. And that's a big hit from Nand. There's no one out there, and that will be another 4. Takes him to 47, so not far away from a 50 here. And looking in complete control. Ooh, beats the outside edge and a dot. $50 partnership up for these two as Nand swings and misses again. And the Stallions continue their somewhat over-enthusiastic throwing from the last few weeks. Let's hope there's not a repeat of the overthrows. And that's up very high from Sahil. Man is underneath it and through the hands and 4 runs. So lucky to get away with that one, Sahil. Straight down his throat, but burst through the hands and over the boundary it goes. And they'll be pretty disappointed to miss that one, Stallions. Just looking like they might get away a little bit here. United. Stallions would dearly love a wicket or two here. Pitched up again, and he's driven that nicely over the offside. Zishan gets round to field, and it's just a single. And defends. No run. .73 at the end of 9. Looks like they will have a drink, and it will be back shortly. And first ball back, Sahil bowled, going for a big hoik over the leg side. Obeyed, gets his first for the day. Just what the Stallions needed coming back from the break. They'll be looking to restrict United down to 150 here. So wicket's the key. As Anurag Singh comes out to join Nand. hit a quick fire 40 last week against the Hippos. Certainly has the ability to hit some quick runs. Has 11 overs this week, so has the time to play himself in. We'll see whether he goes for it early or if these two try to get through to 14, 15 overs before they really launch. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here, as it tends to do towards the middle of the day at Tiskre. Obeyed into Anurag and wide of off stump, drops it into the offside, and they're through for a single. And another typical Stallions crazy throw lets them get back for an overthrow. It was pretty unnecessary there from Rufak, the captain. And that's a wide from Obeyed. So just trying a bit hard there. Like he was putting a little bit extra into that one. Stallions will be looking for him to get another good handful of wickets today after his 4 for 21 last week. That's nicely pitched up on the stumps. Anurag drops into the leg side and safe fields and just the one run. So big day for the Stallions with Safe returning to Estonia for his first game of the year. Looking forward to seeing him bat later. Has the ability to almost single-handedly win a game of cricket for you. So could be some fireworks later on. And of course, he will be part of the Estonian team travelling to Sweden next week to take on Sweden and Germany. So we're looking forward to seeing him in action there again, as we had another misfield from Ram. He's not having a good day on the boundary there, as that one goes for 4. Just needs to shake it off, regroup, and go for the next one. Pitched up nicely and defended by Nand and fielded by the bowler. So just still getting that boundary and over United. That's keeping the run rate going in the right direction. That was his 50, so well done, Nand. Wide again from Obeyed. Vamukvi's missed it, and they will get an extra wide there. So 2 wides. Umpire signalling a wide by, which doesn't exist. Obeyed in again. And another wide. He doesn't take that cleanly, but no extra run. He's under that Anurag. Safe coming in and takes the catch. Well taken on the run. Low down, and Anurag looking at his bat. Hit that one a bit low. And the second wicket falls. Third wicket falls, sorry, for United. And Obeyed gets his second wicket with his last ball of his second over. He's gone for a few more runs today, 2 for 20, but still picking up the important wickets for his team. So Anurag, unfortunately, only manages 3. A good catch there and a good wicket for the Stallions. Murali, the experienced Murali, coming out to bat for United. Certainly has plenty of ability and a huge amount of experience. And I imagine he'll just be looking to knock the ball around and give as much strike to Nand as possible. Was the end of the over. So Nand will be facing. And it will be Nadisha to continue with his left arm spinners. So 10 overs down, halfway through, 84 for 3. And drops that into the offside for a single. To bring Murali on strike. On the pads, just getting away from the keeper and called a wide. So 2 wides there. Oh, a lovely ball there. And pretty well beaten. And he's gone after this one in the air. It's in the gap, but the fielder's coming around. Should pick it up. He does, and they get back for 2. They didn't quite get onto that one, Nand. And he's hit that one. Fielder's coming around. I don't think he's going to get it. No, that's 4 runs, so got that one out of the middle. And it flew to the boundary. So yet another boundary for United. Takes the score to 93 off just 10.4 overs. And nice and full. He's hit that nicely through the offsides. Ishan comes around to pick it up and just a single. Last ball of the 11th to Murali. Drops it into the leg side nicely for 1. So 95 for 3 off 11. So United probably the happier team at the moment. Good healthy run rate of 8.6 and a projected score of 173. Stallions still looking for some wickets. Bade will continue. From the Kiev end. Really cuts that away into the gap. Sweeper comes around to collect and just one run. So Shiva into the attack here. That's on the leg stump and easily worked into the gap by Nand, and 4 more runs. Just straying down the leg side there, Shiva. Doesn't need to give Nand that sort of opportunity, as it's just going to be hit for 4 every time. And another boundary in another over for United. And a swing and a miss from Nand. And it's just this, every single over they're picking up a boundary, some 1s, some 2s, and that's enough to keep the run rate over 8. Shiva in again, and again down the leg side. Nothing on that from Nand, so it's going to be a wide. Slower ball out the back of the hand. He's lifted that over the leg side. Zishan's after it. Can he get there? He does. And they're back for 2. So just a bit too leg side here from Shiva. Really playing into Nand's strengths. Another slower ball. And he's hit that out to the fielder on the leg side. And just 1. So no fielders inside the circle in front of square on the leg side now for Shiva. Captain's decided you're going to bowl a leg stump line. We're going to protect that boundary. And this one is up in the air. Fielder's coming round and drops it. Had a couple of attempts at it. And Murali, and he's compounded it with another poor throw. And they get through for 2. So Stallions, their own worst enemies at the moment. Couple of dropped catches. Few boundaries have gone through fielders, and they're really not making their lives very easy. So it looks like Chetia to come into the attack from the Stockholm end. Be looking to get some real turn here. There's a good finger spin bowler. Travelled all the way up from Latvia this morning to play with Nadisha. Their car broke down about 40 kilometres outside of Tallinn, and Captain Rifak had to go and save them. So good to have them here. So, and 67 off 41. Can he finally convert one of these really good starts this year into 100? Chetia drops that short. It's whacked out to the square leg boundary for 4. And yet another over with a boundary in it. Has been the hallmark of United's innings so far. Every single over, they seem to score a boundary early. really takes the pressure off the rest of the over. Hello to Shrikant in the chat. Says nice playing, Nand. Certainly is. He's been absolutely brilliant today. And if United are to go on and win this game, it will be in no short amount of gratitude to Nand for this fantastic innings as he sweeps that one away. I think the fielder's coming around. He's lost his footing, but he's managed to stop it, and they will come back for two. So, and looking to sweep Chetia here, play with the spin, and it is working nicely for him. Chetia probably needs to throw the ball up a bit, but then you risk the rest of Nan's powerful shots, as this one is in the air, but the fielder comes round, and then that is misfielded for 4. So more self-inflicted pain for the Stallions, and Chetia has gone for 10 off his first 3 balls. Short and missed by Nand and missed by the keeper. Abaid chasing down to the boundary here will cut it off, and they just get the 1. So perhaps Nand showing some signs of fatigue there, not looking to come back for the second. Have a feeling if it was off the bat, he might have been more inclined to come back for the second. But 77 of 45 for Nand. Really on strike now, and defended off the hip onto the leg side, and just 1 run. So exactly what really needs to do here. Just get Nand on strike. Last ball here for Chetia off a pretty expensive over. Throws that one up. Nand gets under it and hits straight. Fielder's coming round, and they will just settle for the single. So 12, 13 off the over, including the bye. Takes the run rate up over 9 now, as United move to 119 for 3. You think Stallions really needing a wicket here if they want to stay in this game. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty big chase. Shiva continuing from the Kiev end. That's wide and slashed out by Nand, but too wide, says the umpire. Shiva just not able to get his line right today. That one straightened down leg and round the corner. Got the fielder cut it off. He does, and just 1 run. So just a little bit all over the place, Shiva. Out the back of the hand, full toss. Murali gets under it. Fielder just can't get to it. And they get 1. Think about a second. And another typical Stallions throw sees them through for an overthrow. Stallions really need to be aware here with all 3 out on the leg side. They either have to be careful with their throws in from the offside, or these guys on the leg side need to be really proactive with their backing up. And at the moment, neither one of those things is happening. As Murali does his job, gets Nand back on strike. Oh, that's a wild ball from Shiva. Called no ball by the square leg umpire. Trying the out the back of the hand slower ball, but completely losing control of it. And probably lucky that Nand was unable to get any bat on it. But he will have a free hit here, as he's one run away from moving into the 80s. Big, high hit. Fielder is underneath it and takes the catch, but of course it's a free hit, and they get through for a single. So it moves to 80 now, Nand. Shiva on the pads again. Murali just whips that onto the leg side and another single. Pitched up and big swing from Nand, but didn't move his feet at all, so it was off balance and got through to the keeper. So end of 14, 127 for 3, run rate 9.07. What can the Stallions do in the next 6 overs to keep this score to a manageable chase? Chetia to continue to Murali. Sure, we'll see Murali trying to get off strike as quickly as possible here. They've done an excellent job of getting Nand on strike so far this innings. He's faced 50 balls as Murali sweeps that beautifully round the corner and into the gap, and the fielder cannot stop it, and it is 4 runs. So lovely shot there from Murali. Not trying to hit it too hard, just placing it in the gap, and another over where we have an early boundary. Been a pretty perfect innings so far for United. And Murali just tries to hoik that one over mid-wicket, only gets a little bit of it, and that's enough to get off strike and get Nand back up to the striking end. Hasn't been any panic or anyone trying to really go crazy. It's just been getting that early boundary and then pushing 1s and 2s, and managed perfectly as Nand gets under that, and there is a fielder out there and he stops it for just 1. Full Murali down, and it's high. Fielder's coming in. He's underneath it, and it's straight through his hands. Carbon copy of the catch that was dropped earlier, except this one does not go for 4. 2 runs there for Murali. And Stallions still making their own lives very difficult. Murali hits that straight over the bowler's head. He's hit it well, but the sweeper comes round, and Nand was looking for the second, but Murali says no. Hello to Simon. United definitely looking really good so far. Straight up in the air. Keeper is underneath it. Swirling around, and he drops it. Nothing going the Stallions' way here as Nand gets a big top edge there to finish the over and move to 82 off 52. So the chances have come in that over, but the Stallions unable to take either of them. And they'll be very disappointed with that. Just 18 runs away from a century here, Nand. Only really given one or two chances. That one really should have been taken. The other one was probably more difficult. But really cannot give these top order batters from any of the teams in Estonia lives. They will usually make you pay. And he certainly has today. Now it will be the captain, Rifak. Bowl to Nand. That's a full toss. He's got all of that. That is going for miles and miles. That's over the logs. And rolls across the road and onto the main road. 6 runs moves him to 88. Don't like this having a drink in the middle of an over. Umpires probably should have been on top of that. Bowler's now ready to bowl the ball, and the batter's still putting himself back together, so a little bit disappointing from the umpires to allow a drink to be run out after a 6. Sure, Nand, as with everything else in cricket, won't be taking any of the umpires' comments seriously because cricket's a big joke to him, but he certainly batted well today. Back in again. Oh, a swing and a miss. Was not far from the off stump or the outside edge there. So Nand on 88. Looks like he's going to go on with it here. Back in again. And another edge. This one is dropped again. The Stallions, oh no, and he's thrown it again, and they'll get another overthrow. Every time they drop a catch, they throw a stupid throw and they add an overthrow. Really poor cricket. So Nand somehow gets 2 runs from a top edge to gully and moves to 90. So looks like the Stallions are pretty hell-bent on letting him get to 100 as he smacks that down the ground for 4. Really couldn't have been given more gifts than he has in the last couple of overs. The Stallions really the architects of their own demise here. Back in again, full again, and he's hit that into the offside. Fielder comes around and just 1 run. So Rifak, very expensive over here for him and for the Stallions. Last ball to Murali, and Murali rocks back, cuts that straight over Shiva's head at cover, and just the 1 run. So 14 off the over. Run rate now 9.44, 151 for 3 off 16. And it is going to be a massive, massive chase for the Stallions if they want to win this game. And looking a bit tired now, giving a couple of chances, pretty easy chances you have to say in the last 2 overs. And the Stallions just unable to make them count. 95 now, 57 looks absolutely locked on for 100. And it seems like one of those days where the opposition just doesn't want to take a catch. So Chetia to continue from the Stockholm end. Nicely bowled. Really just steps back and hits it past the bowler for a single. And back on strike. 1 shot away from 100 here. And I doubt he's going to be holding back. Throws it up, outside off. He's got under it. The fielder again is underneath it. And he's dropped again. So he's been dropped 3 times since reaching 80. And honestly can't see anything stopping it for 100 here because they just refuse to take a catch. Murali back on strike. Pitched up and hit straight. Fielder's coming in and it'll just be a single. So Nand should have all the confidence in the world here because you can basically hit it wherever you want and it doesn't look like a catch is going to be taken. So 96. Still 1 shot away from that 100. First Division 100 of the year. And he's got under that. He's got all of that. That's 6 runs to bring up his 100. He's certainly been given plenty of assistance from the Stallions in the last couple of overs, but he's been in fantastic form today and has almost 2/3 of his team's score. And this is the kind of innings that United really need to kickstart their season. And the Stallions really looking in a lot of trouble here. Throws it up again on the leg side. Keeper takes it. Not given as wide, so must have been some pad in that. Stallions need to take a catch here. Another one straight to a fielder and another one dropped over the boundary for 4 runs. Stallions have absolutely no one to blame here but themselves. That is about the 6th or 7th catch that's gone down in the last 5 overs. And it's just, you can't win games of cricket when you're doing this. Fact will continue. Really cuts that to point. Through for a single. Misfielded on the circle, but just 1 run. Stallions looking a bit lost out here. And it's going to swing again. It's another top edge. Fielder's coming in. And they finally take a catch. I think it's probably too little too late for the Stallions. A magnificent 106 of 62 balls for Nand has probably taken this game away from them. And they'll be bitterly disappointed to have given him so many lives. Can't take away 100 from Nand though. And that is the first 100 of this year's First Division Championship. Mohammed Hamza coming out now to join Murali for the last 3 overs here. Rafak into Hamza, cuts that straight to the man at point, and could be a run out here. Yes, run out. Murali took off. Hamza paid no attention. So 2 wickets in 2 balls. So who will it be? It's the captain, Ashish, coming out to join Murali. So I want to keep the run rate flowing here. 165 is already a decent score, but they'd really want to push this to 180 and beyond after the incredible start that Nanda's given them. The top edge there from Ash over the top. It's running away. And Pranay pulls that in just inside the boundary and they come back for 2. So Ash has come out swinging. Straight over the bowler's head. The fielder's coming round, but it's 4 runs gone straight through. Excellent from Ashish coming out here, continuing to hit the boundaries for his team. Full on the offside. It's in the air from Ash, but that'll be safe. 2 bounces out to Ram, and they come back for 2 runs. So end of 18 overs, 173 for 5. They've blasted through that 170 mark. And look, potentially on for 190 here. Ankur comments, I don't think anyone got this many chances in Estonia. I think I'd probably disagree with that. Certainly it's up there, but there has certainly been some pretty poor fielding performances from teams in Estonia before. So some days the catches just don't seem to want to go. So Chetia will bowl, I think, his last over. Yes, his last over. The 19th. He's gone for 35 off 3. So he'll be disappointed with that as Murali comes down, hits that in the air. Fielder's coming round and puts one hand out. Drops it, but it would have been a fantastic catch. And he saves 2 runs. So you'd probably call that a half chance. But it really would have been a pretty spectacular catch. Really comes down, hits that over the offside. It'll be 1 bounce and they'll stick to 1 run. Zishan doing the fielding out there. Straight up in the air from Ash. The keeper, the bowler's getting there, and he drops it. So another one goes down for the Stallions. Again, would have been a pretty good catch, but he did get to it, got both hands to it. And Murali and Ash continue with the run scoring. Thrown up. Murali goes at it, hits that lovely shot over the offside. Zishan comes around and they come back for 2. Good throw in there, but the keeper a little bit out of position and unable to gather it. Murali might have been trouble if it had been closer to the stumps. It moves the score to 179. And that's a lovely shot over the bowler's head. Sweeper comes round and they get back for another 2. Passes the 180 mark with 7 balls remaining. It looks like they should get, you would think, close to 190. Throws outside off, and that's going to be a wide. So just with Murali coming at him every ball, he's decided to throw that out wide, but Murali smart enough to not have a go at it. Another one thrown up, full toss as Murali runs down at it, and that straight to the man at long on, and 1 run. So 183 for 5 of 19 overs. And who will it be? Abaid to bowl the last one, I think. No, Rifak's going to bowl it. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So with 1 over left here, let's check in on the match happening over at Ground 2 in Division 2. We have the Tigers against the Viking Stars with 2 overs left to go. Tigers 106 for 7. So the Vikings very much on top in that one, doing an excellent job to contain the Tigers. Rifak bowls to Murali. He smacked that over the offside, but the fielder cuts it off and just 1 run. So highest score there for the Tigers as he bowls that, and that's cut to cover. Well stopped by Shiva with one hand, and they get through for 1. Highest scorer for the Tigers is 15. So not a great day with the bat for them as Murali drives this down to long off. They'll be looking for 2. Ash putting in the hard yards and getting back easily to move the score to 187. So wickets shared around for the Vikings. 2 for Shahid, 1 for Rupam, 2 for Shaki as Murali comes down to get that on the full, but doesn't beat the sweeper and just 1 run. Wasn't a man-cat attempt. He had something coming out of his pocket. Comes into Ash, and Ash just lifts that into the offside, and it should be just 1 run. It was a bit of a misfield, so they come back for the second, and they get there easily. So this is a fielding effort I think the Stallions are going to want to forget, as that is the end of the 20th over. I think we've missed a ball in there because there was a 2 earlier in the over. So we'll wait and get the update on what the actual score is, but I believe it may be 190. Yes, 190 it is. So Nand top scoring with a fantastic 106. Murali 33 not out of 24. Really excellent innings from him there. And the story of the innings, though, is the 8 dropped catches from the Stallions. They will come out looking to chase down 191. It's a big ask. And really shouldn't be chasing anything that high. But they only have themselves to blame. We'll be back in 20 minutes. So we are back here for the second innings. Murali bowling to Rifak, and Safe is at the non-striker's end. On the off, drops it into the offside and calls him through for a quick single. And Stallions are off the mark in what is going to be a very large chase, looking for 191. On the off and defended. Nicely bowled by Murali, and Safe respecting the good balls. We'll probably see Rifak going hard at the ball early, as he usually does. Safe will play himself in and look to accelerate throughout the innings, as he just blocks that one into the offside again. Pitched up and he's driven at it. It's got the outside edge and it's just squirted out to Yash at gully. And another dot. So an excellent start here from Murali. Right on the money. Full and driven and fielded well at cover there. And another dot. Just the one so far of the first over. And United looking very tidy so far. Always great to have a bowler with the experience of Murali. That one's high, so Hill coming back, but he won't get to it. And they get back for two. So a little bit risky there from Safe. Just over the infield, but gets away with it. And 3 off the first over. So excellent start from Murali. Super experienced bowler in Estonia. Just what you'd expect from him. I'd imagine it's going to be the Centurion, Nand, from the Stockholm end. Bowled quite well last week. Picked up a few wickets. Be looking to do the same here today. on the legs, and Rifak absolutely smashes it behind square leg for 4 runs. So just off target there, Nand, straying onto the pads, and Rifak hits it perfectly for 4. So it needs to straighten up a bit here, Nand. Get that ball on off stump. That one's straighter and well driven by Rifak. It's through the fielder. Will it go all the way? Looks like it will. It does, and it's another 4. So Rifak looking like he is picking up from where he left off last week. A blazing 50 to really get the Stallions off to a strong start, and that's really what they need today with such a big total as United make a shift in the field. Romeo now taking over at mid-off. And over his head, and another 4. So put the shortest man on the field at mid-off, and the ball goes straight over his head. If Anurag was there, yep, and here we go now. Anurag coming to mid-off. So probably would have been the smart thing to do from the start. Cutting off that shot for Rifak. But he's got 3 4s already, 2 with that shot. That's on the stumps and drops it down to mid-on, and easy single. Fielder there on his heels. And well run by Rifak, calling safe through there. So left-hander now with safe on strike. Bit of a change in the field. And 2 balls left here for Nand. What can safe do? Full toss on the pads. He hasn't got onto it. There was a bit of an appeal, but I think it's hit him outside leg. And probably a bit of bat in that as well. Yep. Looks like as he gets... Nope. Signals a leg by. So last ball here. Outside off, cut by Rifak, straight to Romeo, and he's misfielded. And they get through for a single. So 15 off the over, 18 for no loss off 2. And just what the Stallions needed after a really tight first over. Captain Ash just trying to calm his fielders down, say, don't get too excited here, boys. Just forget about the misfields. Let's try to get the body behind it. Someone like Rifak hits the ball very hard, so can be tempting to not get the body behind it, but United need to cut the 4s out here for Rifak. Morley to continue. On Midland leg, just dropped down by Rifak, but no run. Fielded by Morley. You can see the respect that these two have for Morley's bowling. Not looking to take any chances at the moment. They'll both be waiting till a loose ball comes along. On the pads, going down leg, and safe calls him through for a leg bye. the field shifts for the left-hander. Full toss, and Safe gets that away nicely through mid-wicket for 4. So there it is, the loose one from Murali, just over pitching, and Safe takes full advantage. I'm reliably informed that he scored 90 in Helsinki yesterday. So he's come in a bit of form. He'll need to at least go close to matching that today if the Stallions are to have any chance in this one. It's such a big total. 191 required. Short now from Murali, and that's absolutely dispatched by Safe. Can't bowl short on this pitch unless you've got a lot of pace. And there's not many bowlers in Estonia that have the pace to bowl short here, especially to a batsman of Safe's quality. That's 2 fours in a row now. United need to keep their heads up here, though. It's an awful long way to go in this one. What can Murali do here after 2 fours? Bowled the full toss, then unfortunately overcorrected a bit and ended up bowling a short one. Needs to go back to his line and length. Outside off, and Safe's cut that away. It's a misfield on the circle, but stopped by Yash and Romeo there, and just 1 run. So last ball for Murali here in his second over. Down the leg side, and that's going to be a wide. So just losing that one after bowling 3 balls at the left-hander, just not getting it back across for the right-hander. A bit disappointed with himself, Murali. It's very high standards. Better on the stumps, but Rifak climbs into that one. Anurag coming around but can't stop it. And it's another 4 to finish the third over. So 33, off 3. Run rate now above 10. But still a very long way to go. And they need to maintain this run rate pretty much the whole way if they want to win. But a good start. Rifak 19 off 9. Safe 11 off 9. And Stallions will be happy with the start. 3 more overs left in the power play. Would ideally not like to lose wickets here. United will be looking to pick up 2 or 3 in the next 3 overs to get back on top. And to continue. It's outside off, driven by safe. Straight to the man on the boundary and 1 run. So they've got 2 sweepers deep on the offside. Quite straight for safe. And it looks like they're going to stay exactly where they are for Rifak on the leg side. So long on and a deep mid wicket. That's on the pads and he's missed it and signals a leg by, but they didn't run, so no wide. A bit of confusion there, but dot ball it is. In fact, will be disappointed he didn't get something on that. And just drifting down the leg side again. It's on the legs, and he's got under it, and Murali's coming around, but he can't get there. And 4 runs for Rifak. So just a little too straight here from Nand, but not a long way away from the fielder out there. So it's a dangerous strategy though, because he could leak some boundaries here. Murali comes around a bit squarer after that shot. So 2 on the boundary within about 15 metres of each other. And that one is again straight to him. Murali comes in and takes the catch. So Rifak falling straight into the trap. And unlike the Stallions, United taking the chances. So 1 down for 38. And Rifak 23 off 12. So a good start for his team, but would have liked to go on with it a bit. Good wicket there for United, just as the Stallions look like they might start to run away with it. As Aditya comes out to bat. He's been in good form this year. Quite a different type of batter to Rifak. He's not going to be looking for the big shots early. Be looking to work it round, get safe on strike, play his way in. So they're keeping the 2 out on the leg side. Not sure that's really necessary for Aditya. Can't see him playing a big hoik to mid-wicket. 2 balls left in the 4th over. Nand continues and on the pads. And they've come through for a leg bye. Keeper couldn't pick the ball up. Otherwise, there might have been a run out on at the bowler's end. As Aditya was a little bit slow to take off, but through for the leg bye. Safe, gets under that, straight over mid-on and 4 runs to finish the 4th over. 46 for 1 off 4 the Stallions, and looking pretty good. So it will be Anurag to bowl the 5th over from the Kiev end. Ditya defends that one. Just need to watch the bounce here. Very tall, lets the ball go from a very high position, so it tends to get a bit more bounce than you're expecting. And whipped over the leg side by Aditya. Great shot. But man comes around to field it and just one run. So off the mark Aditya with a nice shot there. Left there by Safe. Nice shot there from Safe. Over the offside and another 4. Comes down there, can't get it cleanly, and through for a single. Full and defended by Aditya. Good bowling here from Anurag. And that is the end of the 5th over. 52 for 1. So Hill into the attack and Safe just lifting him over the offside for another 4. Another 4 there, safe. Looking strong today. Moves to 31 off 18. United definitely need to get him if they want to keep this chase under control. Full on the off stump, just driven to short cover by safe, no run. In again and driven again, and they're through for a quick single. There's a slight misfield on the circle. DTR drops that onto the leg side, through for another single. Straight up in the air. Keeper comes and takes it. Another wicket for United. Aditya gone for just 2. And first ball after the power play, the wicket falls. United will be very happy with that. They'll need to keep taking wickets here, and they'll really be looking for the wicket of safe. But another very dangerous batter coming out to join him. Zishan, he's been in good form already this year as well, and potentially could be a big partnership here for the Stallions if they can both get in. He'll be very quick between the wickets and he'll push safe hard. Defended by Zishan, gets past the keeper, and he gets off the mark straight away. And Anurag looking good here. Short, and Safe tries to guide that down to third man, but nothing on it. Short again, and this time he gets it beautifully guided for 4. Anurag gave him another opportunity, and he took it. Full, and tries to get some bat on it, but I think that's gone through for a bye. It has. Wicketkeeper unable to take it cleanly. On the pads, Ishan drops it, but Harvey in quickly there at mid-wicket and no run. That's the end of 7 overs, 68 for 2. And United successfully slowing the run rate down a bit here with the 2 wickets. But still, we'll be looking to get the valuable wicket of Safe sooner rather than later. So Hill to continue. Oh, it's just over the top there. The fielder not able to get a hand to it, and it's another 4 for Safe, but that was a tight one. Driven by Safe. Anurag coming in, so Zishan thinks about the second, but decides against it. Defended into the offside, no run. 76 for 2 after 8. Safe now 43 off 26. Pulled away by Zishan. One bounce out to Maruli. Good fielding there. One run. And yet another 4 for safe. Brings up his 50 in just the 9th over. And United really struggling to contain him here. Not really sure what other plans and strategies they have, but well fielded there, just the dot. Short, pulled away by safe. Lovely shot. And another 4 to finish the 9th over. 89 for 2. Safe, in control and cruising. So Hill will continue from the Stockholm end. 10th over coming up. on the pads. Zishan can't get it away. Full and defended back to the bowler, but misfield, and Zishan quick enough to get through for a single, and the overthrow means they're back for 2. It's unnecessary there from Sahil. Short, cut away. That's Zishan's strong area, and that'll go all the way for 4. So good shot from Zishan there. Good to see him adding a boundary of his own. Stallions will be looking for him to support safe here, but he needs to score 2. And that's a good shot. I want to bowl short and outside off to him. So we are back here in the 11th over. Safe still going strong, 65 off 35. Zishan supporting him well, 10 off 10. Drives that into the offside. Sweeper comes in and it'll just be one run. Joined by Mr. Tim Cross.
Howdy ho.
Fresh from the kids' session this morning.
No, my kids were too tired this morning after their big day here yesterday.
They did play a lot of cricket yesterday.
But now this is setting up to be a really good finish, I think, Dave.
Absolutely.
United have scored pretty consistently this year. I mean, 190 today, ton from Nand. Last week, him and Bruce, I think they got
178.
Well, but I think by the time they got up to a ton, they were only 1 wicket down.
Yeah.
So the top order for United's in pretty good nick.
Nan's been in very good form.
Rolling back the years.
Yeah, hitting a lot of fours. And Ash is continuing his Tim Cross bowling.
Oh, yeah, same result as mine as well. There,
well, when you bowl full tosses, they tend to get smashed as well.
Yes, it's a dibbly-dobbly pace.
Really just taken all of the pace off his bowling this year.
He got a few wickets, though.
Yeah,
I guess it was the same as me. I mean, if you're getting it into the right length, then it's awkward. But if you dropping short or a full toss, then it's for the standard of batsman now, it's pretty much bread and butter. Not
as much wind assistance today for him as well, so taking a little bit of the danger with the huge swing he was getting last week with the wind going straight across the pitch.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help bowling to safe either.
Yeah, well.
But no,
it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
Got to keep
another full toss. He's got it through.
But for me, it's the line here. It's at Safe's leg, which is his strongest part of his game. And
I do wonder if Safe was right-handed, if he'd get as many runs as he does. He gets a lot of freebies.
No, going back to United, though, I think their fault this year, if anything, is with the ball. They've certainly scored enough runs to be competitive in most of their games. Yep. As we just said, Bruce and Nand have been in pretty good nick. Sahil coming in is a very useful.
Yes, if he can stop running himself out.
Yes, but I think they're not far off the pace. I mean, the top two teams they've really strengthened depth now for those two sides, and I don't think United are too far behind. They're just, if they can tighten their bowling up a bit, I think they're.
Yeah, they just seem like they can't just get over the line to win those games. Always seem to be in it, but always seem to, at the end of the day, not get the win as Yash chases after it, and they'll get back for 2.
I think it's a line that's letting Ash down here. It's just 10 runs in 3 balls and no risks, no chances. It's just, there you go, Safe.
11 overs gone, 120 for 2, so Stallions very much on top here. 71 needed from 54.
Still 8 and over though, and get that safe wicket. And
it's really down to whether they can get safe here, I think. Although Zishan's still very handy.
Oh, absolutely, and this is what we're on about, the strength in depth for those top 2 sides.
Got two Latvians in today with Chetia and Nadisha as well. So Chetia has some good innings last year, supporting Safe. So I'd imagine he'll be in next. Ram as well.
Yeah, so
they're both Rifak out, unfortunately, but did his usual blazing start, 24 off about 10.
It's his hand speed for me.
Yeah.
The speed at which he brings the bat through, it's staggering.
Just managed to fall into a leg side trap from United.
But again, like United last week.
That's a big wide from Murali.
Unusual.
Kev, there you go, Kev, if you're watching, the wide to start the spell.
But, I mean, the result last week against the Hippos, if I take one of them catches on the boundary, then it's a different result again. And, I think they've been plagued a little bit with drop catches this year.
Well, they certainly have many to make up to even the ledger with the Stallions today after 7 or 8 drop catches from the Stallions in the outfield. Short. Including about 6 for Nand when he was between 80 and 100.
Well,
coming back for the second, good running.
Well, that makes a change. Seeing Safe actually
Yes,
really
when Zishan came out, I said, I think he'll push Safe here.
He's a fit fella,
Yep.
Zishan.
It's like running with Marco.
No thanks.
Yeah, not something I'd volunteer to do.
We never really had that problem. We've always run pretty well together because we're
About the same pace.
And shape.
If pace is the word you could use. Just a quick single there. Zishan dropping into the leg side. Safe on 77 off 39.
But yeah, I think at this stage, probably the big key to this now is stopping the boundaries. If you can keep them to them 1s and 2s.
Well, that was the one thing for United. They managed to get an early boundary in almost every over, and it really took the pressure off the rest of that over. You could push the 1s and 2s and still be getting 8, 9, 10 and over.
How many's Murley got left?
I think this is his third. Short and pulled away by Safe. Romeo,
Off his hip.
not going to get that one. Don't bowl there to Safe.
Yeah, but there you go. There's that boundary pressure now.
Yep.
Now, even if I just take that one off the rest of the balls now, it's pressure off, job
Exactly.
done.
Wide 2, 1, 4. That's overdone.
It was a gift ball as well, wasn't it? It's basically short at his hip and...
He bowled very well the first over. I think it only went for 3. But his second over, Rifak really latched onto him. And he's changed ends now and unfortunately got that one wrong. Full. It's in the air.
Just short and...
Through a pretty ordinary attempt there at mid-wicket, and they're back for 2.
And the fielders come round now, so they cut off the boundary, and a couple more,
There's little half chances. They've had a few off Safe that have either just gone past the hand or they've got a finger to it, and he's just ridden his luck, but he's played some excellent shots as well.
He's creeping up for 200 for the weekend.
Another game to go in the afternoon as well, so... Probably would like his chances against Riders as he lofts that over the offside into the big gap out there.
And the rag's coming round. Will he get there? Yes, those long legs do
Safe
it.
walks his second, so Zishan not pushing for a third there. Probably understood there wasn't much point.
Yes, no.
And Safe still looking pretty comfortable out here.
I think there's in reality, as we say, there's the top 2, and then there's the Hippos and United that are probably 3rd, 4th.
And Stallions, have even looked good without Safe, but you add Safe in at the top of the order, and it's a pretty formidable lineup.
It is, but...
Big shot over the top, straight. Anurag's coming round, and...
Chip and run.
Zishan thought about coming back for the second, but Anurag's got a good arm on him, so probably the right call.
Yeah, last ball of the over, I reckon Safe's had a bit of a count there as well.
He's got the Stu Hook calculator. 5. 12 gone, 133 for 2, 58 needed off 48.
But yeah, in essence now, I think the big match to come is the Stallion strikers, which will pretty much be the decider of all things at the top of the table this year.
Yeah, unless the United can pick up 3 or 4 quick wickets here, I think this game is probably already heading to the Stallions.
Yeah, it's going to take a good little spell from somebody here to really either a few dot balls, build that pressure up, or there's...
Oh, even if you got it up to 10 and over, if Safe's still in there, I don't think it's really that much pressure on him, to be honest.
And especially when you got someone like Zishan at the other end who's quick between the wickets.
So he can push 2s if he's not getting boundaries.
Well, I'm thinking more, even just take that single to put him back on strike. So, yeah, the plan of keeping somebody off strike only.
Oh, that's a big wide from Ash. They should come back for 2. If it doesn't get to the boundary, it doesn't. Yash comes round to clean it up.
Is that Sahil down there?
Yash, I think. Sahil's down here with us.
He's...
Out long off. Got started today, but still can't quite get that big innings to get him going, Sahil, this year. Another wide from Ash.
Yeah, and we're getting dangerously close to a run of ball now, which is a totally different ball game when you're in a chase.
And this is, you talk about pressure on batters, but this is pressure from the batters on the bowlers as he smashes that over the offside. really chasing hard, but he's not going to get there.
He wouldn't have got there a few years ago either. I think that was always beating him, that one.
So a good shot there. Ash giving him a lot of room outside off stump there after 2 leg side wides, just overcorrecting.
I was about to say a bit of overcompensation, I think, on that one. Been there, done that.
And I think Safe probably had a feeling that might have been coming.
He's good off his legs, but also that
on the
cover
pads
drive isn't half bad as well.
Mm-hmm. Out to deep square leg for a single. Moves him into 91 off 45.
Some different challenges for him next week.
Oh, I'd hope not, actually. Hope he hits 100 in every game. It'll make us make our life easier.
I think Germany won of the games. I appreciate it won't probably be the full German lineup, but
it'll be interesting to see what the level is, because obviously a lot of their number one team play in England, so they're not going to get released by their club teams to come and play a dinky little T10 tournament
against the mightiest Stallions. But again, the strength and depth of their setup means it's still going to be a...
Talking about association with thousands and thousands of cricketers versus us on about 300, so...
How are we going to dick them then?
But they don't have a safe, hopefully.
No, but it's also building towards the main event for us the end of the year, the Malaga trip.
Nice little shot, but good fielding by Marulli.
And obviously, before that as well, we've got the banter bus of Iceland coming to town.
Yep. Hopefully we can get the cup back this year. With Latvia winning it last year.
I think they were good value for it last year.
They certainly looked like they had put a lot of effort and a lot of training in, and
it reaped some rewards for them as well. So
it'll be very interesting to see what level Iceland's at. Haven't had any international cricket for some years, so another very small association too. So not a lot. I was about
to say, how many's in there?
I think they're just under 200 registered players, Iceland, so a little bit smaller than us.
It'd be good to see if I can back up the Twitter account banter with a performance. But
good to see Kev is in the chat and keeping track of those first ball wides.
So Marulli to continue, safe on strike. It's a bit unusual to see safe in a helmet as well.
Yep. New rules.
Yes, and I think already there's been a few people saved by wearing one. So I know there's a few people who aren't used to it and not fans of it, but
I think it's one of those things that once you do it a few times, you don't even notice. You got to get over that mental block of saying, I can't wear a helmet, and just do it.
I always struggled a bit because of the glasses. And if it moves round and you're trying to face the ball and your glasses are all falling off your face.
You need to get a prescription visor or something across the front of the helmet. Short and wide and cut nicely from Zishan. Romeo doing the fielding out there. A little bit of a misfield, but Zishan not interested in coming back.
No need for him really. I think his role there, 14 off 14.
Yep.
It's pretty
Stay
clear.
At the other end.
Yeah. Here you go, save for your strike rate of 200 and then in and set on 91. I'd imagine his skipper sitting on the side going, good boy.
Yeah, well, after the fielding performance, they definitely needed a lift, and Safe's provided that so far.
Inside out from Safe, pushed through.
And comes round, and they're pushing through for 2.
Easy 2 as well.
Takes him on to 93.
I'm just looking at the over already. The runs are gone this over. So 7 from and free to go.
I'm just wondering if we're a few balls behind.
I don't remember the 2 wide. This is Ash's over.
This is
still.
the old over.
Oh, have we got problems with the scorer?
Well, he's our scorer, Crossy, so probably. Oh, comes down, smashes that.
And the people taking the 10 stand need to watch
And
out.
Romeo comes around, he's cut it off.
I thought he
So
got a bit more
Safe
of that.
stood there and watched that, but they're only going to, they're going to come back for 2. I'll just try resetting this scoreboard.
I think everybody just assumed that Safe had got full hold of that one, and fair play to Romeo, zip round to collect and save his team too. Should have been free, but as you say, Safe was a bit guilty of the ball watching.
Yeah.
Morally.
There we go. We're updated. Safe's on 97 off 50, so he's not going to get that 200 strike rate 100 that he's been threatening.
Yeah.
It'll only be about 195.
What a crock of shit that'll be now, yeah. But with that wide, there's the runs for the over gone as well, as we say, but 2 to go.
Full toss. Oh, he's nearly hit it straight back into Murali's face.
But
maybe need a helmet for the bowlers.
There, to be true.
Yep. Couldn't quite get his hands up in time.
There's 1 ball left. I saw 190 and thought, geez, that's going to be... well, I didn't realise Safe had returned as well,
Yes.
so when I got out the car and had a little look at the score, I was like, oh.
Yes. I think if Safe wasn't here, United would be in a very different place right now. Really to Zishan.
Nice ball, good area, and Zishan takes a 1.
Anurag does the fielding.
And steals a strike.
Safe 98. Zishan 17 off 17. 153 for 2 off 14. 6 overs left and just 38 needed. So we're just about that 6 runs and over now. And I can't see the Stallions not getting there from here.
No, and you look around the pitch and think, right, what they're going to do to get this breakthrough.
Obviously. I think Ash will continue.
Hopefully a little bit more accurate, but
trying to get this breakthrough for his team. But it does seem like they're a bit out of ideas, United.
I was also talking to someone about this the other day, that there's a lot of dibbly-dobbly seam up in their attack. I haven't particularly got that.
Well, here you go. Here's a question from Simon. Why isn't Romeo getting a shot? There's a...
it's coming
straight at us, but won't have
Short.
the distance.
No.
And Sahil comes around and misfields it to Anurag.
Who picks it up, and same result as the 2, but... Yes, but at this stage it's too late in the game to throw him the ball.
Exactly.
He should have been doing that about over 8, 9, something like that.
At this point, if you get Romeo bowling to Safe, it's probably going to go for a lot of runs.
Yeah, did 6, 7 overs ago, maybe.
Zishan comes down and misses, but keeper standing too far back to affect the stumping.
Yeah, it's a death sentence to bring a spinner on in this situation, so... It's a valid point, and as I was saying, they are a bit one-dimensional in terms of it's a lot of seam up. Murali getting older, he's not as sharp as he used to be. So it's
Chase on Fernand here. Oh, he's gone one hand, and it's trickled over the rope. Struggling. We both understand the struggle to get down to a ball on the boundary these days. So good effort from Nan, but couldn't quite stop it.
Yeah, I think
he's probably pretty tired from batting for 20 overs. So
I think he can probably tick the done my job for the day box. So
and another, he's hit that well, and is chasing, but no,
same result. And it goes all the way across to the logs as well. It's a beautiful
hit that
shot.
very nicely, Zishan. So here's one. Can Zishan stop Safe getting 100?
Oh.
Another boundary and a single.
I would imagine in this this over, there's very little chance of him going from a single here. It's going to be rooted to the spot to make sure he's getting strike next over.
But this looks like, well, we had our first Division 100 in the first innings. Looks like we're going to get a second one in the second innings. So
Oh wow! I hadn't looked at that stat, but yes,
we've had a Division 200 for Rupam.
nice.
He's found a gap there. Romeo's coming around. I don't think he's going to get there.
No, he's not. That's beautiful placement.
So just a single here, Zishan, and knock off 26 from the next over, and
It could be a stonewall single down to long on, and it'd be no is the call from safe. I'm surprised he hasn't got a deck chair out.
there's probably a few still around the ground from last night's party.
Yes. People or...
Yes, all of the above. And Zishan
dots it out.
That's what he's there for.
Over to you, boss.
Yep. So 23 needed in the last 5 overs.
Slightly different standard than when the kids were out there last night.
Oh, well, much more following the rules as well.
Chris does get a little inventive.
Yes, well, Chris decided that if the bowler wasn't ready to bowl as the non-striker, he would bowl the ball so we could
get more game
in, get more runs in. And then, so also decided if the throw-in from the fielders was anywhere near him, he could hit that as well. So
all fair and reasonable when you're 8.
let's just say...
Oh, my word.
Here we go.
They've actually put Romeo
Thrown him to the wolves. Hey, he could get 6 for.
He could, but for me, that's a thankless task for Romeo here.
But if there's anyone in the world that will do it with a smile on his face, it is Romeo.
Oh, absolutely.
He will be loving having the chance to bowl to safe. He loves to test himself against the best players and doesn't really care if he gets smashed around a bit, just loves that challenge. Mm-hmm. As Mr. Sedgwick is coming up towards the commentary box. He was umpiring down on ground 2, so I assume that game is well and truly over. The Tigers...
Either that or he's had it...
safe.
My car...
That is absolutely out of here.
Yeah, my car... No, saved by the log.
So that's his 100 up with a 6, which Nand also did, brought his 100 up with a 6. So
welcome to the attack, Romeo.
Yep.
Just as we're discussing, it's too late to bring a spinner on. We're safe set and first ball.
So Mac,
punishment, Mac.
I imagine I saw Tigers didn't set much of a score. I imagine the Vikings chased it down pretty easily.
Yeah, 11 overs.
11 overs, there we go. Very strikers-like. Looks like they'll be coming up to join Division 1.
They've not been too bad in the games I've umpired them
this year. The Vikings were probably too good last year to get into Division 2. They just kind of fell away at the end of the season when they couldn't make semi-finals, and I think they were a better team than that.
Welcome back to the attack, and one bounce 4, I think. So,
Simon, how are you feeling about this bowling change?
This is a danger. At the death, when there's so few runs needed, there's so many wickets in the bank, it's just a licence.
It reminds me of they throw the ball to you, Mac, in Cyprus when the 2 openers were smashing the ball everywhere.
Yeah, I would have taken 5 wickets if you guys could have caught.
Well,
so you got nothing then.
Yeah, and we're gone again. That will go all the way
into the
and
play park.
We are 1 hit away. No, still 2 hits away. Yes, you wouldn't have wanted to bowl for the Stallions today, Matt, because they dropped about 8 catches. Nand got 100, and he was dropped 4 or 5 times between 80 and 100. And it was...
Romeo's going to intimidate safe here.
Yes.
Look, yes. Lots of that.
We'll be back up quickly then.
Yeah.
He's just telling him, all right, this is what I'm going to bowl next. If you could just... you've got your 100 now.
That's a Viv Richards thing,
Give me something.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you bowl it. And to be fair, it's probably pretty true right now with Safe seeing him like watermelons.
Yeah. There was an anecdote. Was it Clive Lloyd? And he was reading out the as was the fashion back then at the toss. Reading out the team list of the England side to face West Indies, and Viv's there in his Bermuda shorts and turns around after 4 names and says, "It doesn't matter who you play."
He was a very definition of a fearless cricketer, batting in an era without helmets and a master of the hook shot. And Romeo's gone around the wicket, and
Hey,
it's
good
made
call,
all
Romeo.
the difference. Romeo thanks Safe for not hitting him for 6.
But, you know, if I was ever bowling in these situations, I always had the thought, if it's not going to be finished off my over, let it be off somebody
And
else.
that's gone all the way. Could also
Into the tent.
into the tent. 4 runs, so 3 required. 1 more ball left for Romeo. Can he take it to the 17th over? I wouldn't be putting money on it.
Well, yeah, it's also now with the Safe getting to his ton, but with so little runs left, there's not much point in having a stroll off and I retire job. Thankless task for the next batsman.
Well,
to
they've got another game this afternoon as well, so there'll be plenty of opportunities at playing against the Riders. So probably not quite such a difficult match. And this one is stopped by Murali, and they've come back for 2.
I should leave them the one to win.
Yes, Murali. He's done well out there. Took a nice catch earlier to dismiss Rifak.
So 1 to win and 4 overs to do it.
Still anyone's game.
And who are we going to have?
Did they run 2 on that last ball?
Maybe they didn't run at all. Maybe he stood there and watched it.
That's got every chance.
Yeah, and
Wide
there. Who have we got here? Not sure.
6.
They've gone right. That's Ravi Kiran.
Okay.
Yes. Ravi Kiran. Not really a bowler, but getting a chance here. Zishan drives that down to long on for a single.
Safe hasn't moved.
And it's going to beat the fielder.
Oh.
And it is 4 runs. Not a very spirited chase there by Bruce. And the Stallions get up with 4 overs to spare.
Well, yes, I think the summary of earlier, United are doing enough with the bat, but just falling a little short with the ball.
And we'll just finish with a comment from Simoon saying, "You were right. It was too late to bring on Romeo." Thanks, Simoon. And we'll see you back here at 3:15 for game 2.
Okay, bye everyone.